Hey everybody, Carla with Carla's Clever Crafts again. Back to do a new wreath. We're going to be using this cute little sign with the silhouette of a dog, some paw prints, and it says all you need is love. If anybody's interested in this sign or making the wreath that I'm going to do today, you can get this in my Etsy shop. I believe there's a link to my shop on the video. If not, leave me a comment and I will certainly link that in the comment section for you after the live. Also, if you're interested in making this Easter wreath or the St. Patrick's Day wreath behind me, I do have live videos on how to make each of those on my Facebook page, as well as I just finished an Easter gnome wreath. So if you're interested in getting started on some Easter designs, that's available as well. Okay, I'll go ahead and turn the camera down here and we'll get started. I've already started the base mesh and the base ribbons. We're going to be using my 6-inch ribbon trick tonight. If you've seen some of my videos, you'll know what I mean. If not, I'll show that and explain it to you. On the base, the first layer of mesh here, we're using this beautiful metallic red. This mesh came from Craft Outlet, and it is cut to between 16 and 17-inch pieces. I'm going to try to get my comments pulled up, so bear with me for just a second. Okay, and we're going to be doing the crumple method on this one. So we're just going to fold over a little section, use our pinkies to tuck those ends down, and then roll it 2, 3, 4. Take a clip or clothespin or whatever you have handy to hold your first curl and turn it so that the clip is facing away from you. Make sure don't let your clip come off. Okay, and then we're just going to do the same thing at the other end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to turn it over, put both curls face down, and then just scrunch down the middle in small sections at a time, kind of like an accordion, so that you have a ruffled effect and you end up with a little bow. Now we're going to place that into our frame. I've left 3 here undone so that I can show you how I did the rest of this. We're going to put the finished edges of the mesh on the inside and the outside. I use the crumple method most frequently because curling under those cut edges protects your mesh from fraying when your design is completed. I got my mesh stuck together here, so I'm just going to fix that. Okay, and we're ready to do the next one. I'm still trying to get my comments up, just bear with me. There we go. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing. Fold it over. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. This metallic red mesh is a little bit thicker than the value mesh. Makes it a little bit easier to work with. Also gives you more thickness on your wreath. And I did not mention we're using a 14-inch wire frame from the Dollar Tree. And then I wired that with pipe cleaners, 12 on the outside and 6 on the inside. If anybody watching this video, either live or during replay on Facebook or YouTube, and you want to know how to wire the frame, just leave me a comment or send me a message and I will be happy to direct you to a video that will explain that. So we have 1 more left. Same thing, we're going to do a crumple. Even though we're using a 14-inch frame, this design gives us a 24 to sometimes 26-inch overall design in diameter on our wreath. The end result will also be about 5 to 6 inches thick, so it's a pretty good size wreath. Okay, we're going to place our last one in. When we put our last piece in, we want to make sure that the piece of mesh to the right, we pull up and place the piece where you're putting in now underneath of that. We want to keep our design consistent all the way around, so we want the overlays to be the same. And now, that is what it will look like. You have to, each piece overlaying the same way. Okay. And now we are ready to put in our ribbon tails. I am using on this wreath, our sign is red, black, and white. And so I usually try to stick with 3 colors for my overall design on my wreath. This sign makes that easy. My colors are going to be red, black, and white. So I have a black and white paw print dog bone ribbon we're going to use. We have this black, red, and white love ribbon with a heart on it. And then we're going to use also a black and white polka dot. And we're going to use this solid red. Okay. Now, I cut my ribbon tails 2 different ways. Some of them are 6-inch pieces and some of them are 12-inch pieces. The ones you're going to cut to 6 inches are going to be the polka dot and the red. And you're going to need 3 of each cut to 6 inches. So you'll need 3 of the polka dot at 6 inches and 3 of the red at 6 inches. Then you will need 8 of the 12-inch red and 8 of the polka dot, black and white polka dot. And then our overall design will use 6 12-inch pieces of our puppy dog paw print ribbon and 6 12-inch pieces of the love ribbon. And the way that I have placed them in our first row, we're going to have 2 rows of ribbon and 2 rows of mesh. We've done our first row of mesh and we're getting ready to work on our first row of ribbon. And the way that I have done it is here I have a 6-inch red. Well, let's start here. 6-inch black and white, 6-inch red, 12-inch black and white, 12-inch red, 6-inch black and white, and then here we'll go 6-inch red. So we're basically alternating the red and the polka dot. We do the 2 6-inch pieces, then we do the 2 12-inch pieces, and then back to the 2 6-inch pieces. And we do that all the way around. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I need a red. I do dovetail all of my ribbons. To do the dovetail, you fold your ribbon in half. And you are going to take your scissors and cut from the folded side to the open side. And you're going to cut at an angle. And then when you open that up, you have a pretty V or nice finished end on your ribbon. Now on your 12-inch pieces, you're going to dovetail both ends, but on the 6-inch pieces, only one. Then when we get ready to put the 6-inch piece in, we're going to scrunch it on the flat end, the end that does not have the dovetail. Scrunch that. We're going to place it in our next pipe cleaner, and we're going to angle that so that it comes straight out. So straight out from that center, from the center of the piece of Deco Mesh underneath. So just like that. Okay, now we've done the 2 6-inch. Now we need 2 12-inch. Okay. I think I have some comments. Hi, Mom, Darla. Hey, Brian. Hi, Patricia. Thank you for sharing again. And thanks for watching my videos, everybody. Okay, so we were to the 12-inch pieces. We did red last with the 6-inch, so we're going to do polka dot 12-inch. V that back towards us, and put that in our next pipe cleaner. Now this one, I won't be adding any more ribbon tails or anything else to this pipe cleaner. So I'm going to go ahead and snip it off, push the excess down inside, and give it a nice little squeeze. Then we can fluff out our ribbon tail, get them to lay the way we want, and then we can do our next one, which is the 12-inch red. Same thing, scrunch down the middle, V back towards us so we line up the two ends. It should look like that, and just place it in the next pipe cleaner. Give it a few good twists, because we're not going to put anything else in. All of the 12-inch pieces, that is the only thing going to go in that pipe cleaner. So we can snip those off, tuck it down in, and give it a good squeeze. So now we have done our red ribbon and our black and white ribbon all the way around the 12 pipe cleaners on the outside two rings. So now we're going to come back to where the 6-inch pieces are. For example, right here is a 6-inch black and white and a 6-inch red. Over top of the black and white, I'm going to place the paw print ribbon, and over top of the red, I'm going to do the red and black. Now you could do that the opposite if you wanted to. I chose not to put stripes with polka dots. Normally I try to spread my colors out, but in this case I didn't want to put the polka dot with the stripes, so that's why I paired them the way that I did. So then we're just going to, I missed a pipe cleaner here that I should have cut off. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to come around. These two are already done. I'm going to come around to the next 6-inch ribbons right here, and then I'm going to place those on there. So over the polka dot, I chose to do the paw print. Scrunch it down the middle, V it back towards you so your two ends are even back here, and then place it in over top of that polka dot ribbon so that it V's on each side of the 6-inch piece of ribbon. We do that because then you can see both ends of the paw print and the polka dot. None of your ribbon is hidden or covered up. And you can still see some of that beautiful red mesh underneath. Again, we're done with this one now, so we'll go ahead and clip it off. And now we have a 6-inch red. So we're going to put the love ribbon over that. Same process, scrunch in the middle and V it back towards us. Place it in. Give it several good twists. And now we're finished with it. Fluff out the ribbons so they're laying the way that we want. I prefer to do this as I go. That way when I put my next layer of mesh, my next layer of ribbons, I'm not trying to work underneath of them. I already have everything situated. Okay, and then over here we have one more set of the 6-inch, so 3 sets of the 6-inch total. So we need another paw print and another love. Remember, these are cut to 12 inches. Scrunch down the middle, V it back towards us, and place it over the polka dot. You're just keeping your patterns consistent all the way around your wreath to ensure that you have a uniform look. Also, I talked about how I picked my color scheme. That was based off of my sign. And then the way that I chose my ribbons is, of course, we have the puppy dog and the paw print. So this was a natural choice to use a black and white paw print ribbon. And then this ribbon has the polka dots in it. So that is what led me to choose a black with white polka dots to contrast underneath of that. And then all you need is love, talking about our puppy love. So I decided to go with this love ribbon that I had that also matched the colors in my sign. And then to pair up with that, I just chose a solid red because I felt like another pattern with this pattern would be too much. So I usually try to always incorporate one solid. I don't always do it, but most of the time. I've been trying to remember to talk a little bit about how I design each wreath, because for me starting out, that was the hardest part, was choosing what to put on a wreath. Some of my early wreaths, guys, was crazy looking. And everybody still encouraged me. Nobody criticized me, which is good, because I may have given up. But when I look back at them now, after several years of practice, I criticize myself, I guess. Okay. All right, so that is it for our entire first layer of mesh and ribbon, and that's what we have so far. You can see it's still kind of see-through. We can see down through to the frame. I always like to mention that that's normal because I don't want anybody to get to this point and get discouraged. That's okay. It is supposed to be that way. The way that we're going to place this next row of mesh in is going to completely conceal that. You're not going to have these gaps. Like you can see right here, there's a gap right in here, and you can see the wire. You're not going to have any of that when we're finished. Okay. So on my top layer, I chose to use this red and white. It's a poly burlap. I also cut it to 16 to 17 inches. And I chose this because I felt like it contrasted nicely with the sign. Now you could continue on with this red on your top layer, and that would look equally beautiful, and then that way you would only have to buy one roll of mesh. You wouldn't have to have two different colors. Because I do so many wreaths, I have these colors on hand, so oftentimes I have the liberty of maybe choosing different types than you would if you're just starting out. When I was starting out, I didn't have those kind of selections for sure. Okay, now we're going to work on the 6 pipe cleaners that I told you we wired on the inside 2 rings of the frame. But to do that, we're going to pull them to the outside. So we're just going to reach in between our mesh, grab our pipe cleaners, and pull them out. Do that all the way around. Make sure you pull them through the 2 pieces of mesh where it is actually attached, because like I told you, these holes would be covered. That is because those holes are created by the fact that we have this pipe cleaner in between there, and we have not added anything to that section of the wreath. So go ahead and pull them all out. I find it easier to do when I have the wreath laying down, but I do hold it up so you guys can I can try to get it angled that you can see. Okay, so now we're going to do 6 cruffles. We have 6 pipe cleaners. We have them all pulled to the outside. And we're going to do the exact same method. We're going to do cruffles. We're going to fold it over once, keep these ends tucked in with our pinkies, and then 2, 3, 4. Use our clip, whatever kind of clip you have. These that I used came from the Dollar Tree. They're actually in the kitchen section, and they're used for clipping like potato chip bags and things like that. But they work great for this because they're covered in rubber and they don't tear up my mesh or crinkle it. Turn the 2 curls over and then just scrunch down the middle. Pinch the 2 sides together, pull off your clip, and you should have what looks like a bow with a couple curls on each side. Now this time we're going to place the mesh in on the second row in the opposite direction. So on the bottom we were putting the finished edge on the inside and outside. This time we're going to turn it. We're going to place it in like we're placing a bow right on our wreath, with the finished edge to the right and to the left. that one more twist. Now don't pull this too tight because you don't want to cause your mesh, your top layer mesh, to sink all the way to the bottom of your wreath frame. You want that to rest on top of your other elements. Okay, now we're going to do that 5 more times. One, two, three, 4. If anybody has any questions, let me know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, if you would please like and share my video, that helps me tremendously. The more likes and shares I get, the more Facebook will promote my items. Okay, again, looks like a bow, curls, and the edge ruffled. Try to place it as evenly as you can into your pipe cleaner so you have the same amount on each side. Pull it down in, but not too tight. And then I always come and I just fix these edges so they rest up against each other. Okay. Two, three, 4. Go a little faster. If anybody wants me to slow down, just let me know in the comments. And if you're watching this on replay, if you leave me comments, I will still check back and check those comments and answer you even at a future date. Also, if you're watching on replay, if you could comment underneath the Facebook Live that you watched the replay, that would be great. That also helps me. Okay. Now just make sure they're kind of resting against each other. Adjust my ribbon underneath if I need to. One, 2, 3, 4. This Deco Mesh is very thick, so it's very good to work with. And the only thing about it though is that these stripes, this will come apart easy. The more you mess with it, the more it tends to fray. So that's why I like to make sure that my cut edges are curled under very well. And I don't work with this mesh any more than I absolutely have to. Meaning when I'm putting it on my wreath. I use this type of mesh all the time. It's my absolute favorite. I honestly think it is what makes my wreath designs popular with my customers. You just can't overwork it. Kind of like making bread, if you've ever made bread. Well, no, actually bread's the opposite. Bread, the more you work it, the better it is. This, the less you work it, the better it is. I don't make homemade bread. I use rolls, frozen rolls. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Again, scrunching small sections at a time down the middle. That's what gives us the ruffle part of our cruffle. Alright, we've got one more piece of mesh. This wreath is for a customer. It's already been purchased. I do still have it in my Etsy store. I have enough materials to make one more of this design, and then I will be out of the Red Love ribbon. And since it's Valentine's and we're getting so close to the holiday, I probably won't order any more for this season. Okay. This has been a popular one for sure. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Our beautiful little red and white bows, our metallic mesh showing out underneath, as well as all of our various ribbon types and patterns and colors. Okay, and so now we're ready to do our top layer of ribbons. We're going to come in right in these pipe cleaners on top of each of these 6 sections that we just did. This time, instead of making a V, we are going to make an X. So just X, crisscross your ribbons. Then you're going to scrunch from this little V here to the V at the top up here. There we go. Scrunch it and then pinch it together and you end up with an X. Now this has a pretty side and a not pretty side, so make sure you're putting your pretty side up. The love, you want to keep the word love also facing in the same direction each time you add it onto the wreath. I just curl, fan it out and curl the edges so that it lays around the mesh. Now I'm not going to clip these pipe cleaners off because we are going to, when we're finished, add these really pretty red glitter hearts to each of those pipe cleaners. Okay, so let's go ahead. We just did our red love, so now we're going to do our paw print and polka dot. Same way. Make an X, scrunch down the middle, pinch it together, and then place it in, making sure your designed edges, your design sides are up and not down. Give it a few good twists. And I fluff my ribbons out starting down next to the pipe cleaner to poof them up and out, and then I curl my edges under to wrap around my Deco Mesh. Just gives it a nice uniform consistent pattern all the way around. So now we're back to the red. Okay. Place it in our next one. Twist a few times. Fluff out those ribbons. Okay. Now we're back to, we just did the red love, so we're back to the paw print. Just keep alternating our pattern all the way around. Whoops, that's not a very good X. Okay, place it in. Fix my ribbon tails underneath. There we go. Puff out our ribbon. This paw print ribbon is like a canvas type material, which is really nice. It's good to work with. This black and white is a little bit more of a satin, but it's, I would say, medium bodied, so it also is pretty good to work with. And then this red is also a canvas. I'm not sure I mentioned where I got my ribbons. The solid red came from Sam's. It was one of their Christmas ribbons, so I'm not sure that you'll find that there now, but you can probably find a very similar ribbon at Craft Outlet or any of the craft stores. I know Deco Exchange carries a lot of ribbon, and there's several of them out there that probably you could get the 1.5 inch solid red ribbon. love ribbon and the paw print ribbon. I ordered both of those from Amazon. I got a 4-pack of the pet ribbon, different colors, because I had a multitude of pet signs in various colors, so I ordered from there so I could get a variety. And then the love ribbon, I ordered, I think it was a package that had 12 different design rolls of ribbon from Amazon, so that gave me a lot of selection for my Valentine's Day wreaths. Okay, and sometimes you can get better deals on Amazon. You just have to be careful and read the description because they're not always 10-yard rolls. A lot of times you're getting 5 yards, 6 yards, even 4 yards. So you just got to read the description and make sure you're getting a good value. Our last set of ribbons. Oh, and the polka dot ribbon is from Craft Outlet. I just recently got that. I've been on the waiting list for that ribbon for several months, and they just got it back in stock. So it is a pretty popular one, I think. Okay. Finish by placing our ribbons the way we want them to lay. Okay, now you have about a 4 to 5 inch thick design, and you cannot see through to the wireframe anymore. Okay, so now we're ready to place our sign. This sign does come with a little burlap hanger, so it can be used on its own. Again, this sign is also available in my Etsy shop. But for our purposes, I'm going to go ahead and cut this hanger off. Throw away these little end pieces, but I'm going to keep my piece of twine because I use those on other projects. Okay, to place my sign, I use a metal hole punch. This is MDF wood or MDF board. This metal hole punch I purchased on Amazon, and it works very well for punching holes in the sign. Actually looks like I've already punched one in the bottom, so I'm just going to come up here and do the top. Now this sign did have those 2 holes for the hanger that it comes with. I'm just going to cover those up with my ribbon tails because I prefer to have my holes either straight up and down or straight across when I'm attaching my sign. Okay, then I'm going to use this floral wire from the Dollar Tree. It's 26 gauge and you get 100 feet of it. One roll lasts me quite a while. I cut each piece, I need 2 pieces, one for the top and one for the bottom. And I cut each about, I don't know, it's probably about 14 inches. I use my little wire cutters. I got those in a jewelry repair kit. Okay. Then, once we get our 2 pieces of wire, we're going to take the first one, go through the hole at the bottom, pull it through, and turn our sign over face down. And we're going to line these up as evenly as we can, the 2 ends in the back. We're going to pull this one over so that when we're twisting it on, we're twisting right over top of the hole that we made. So we're going to twist, and we're just going to keep twisting and creating our knot over top of that hole. We do not want our knot on the edge of our sign because then it will move and it will not be secure. So we put our knot over the back. It creates more stability. So then we're just going to turn it around, do the same thing with the top hole. Pull it through, line it up as close as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. Twist over top of the hole that you punched in, or the existing hole, whatever hole you're using. Make sure you're twisting over top of that hole. So now our wires are on the back of our sign. and not on the edges of our sign. Okay, so then we figure out how we want to position it. I think I want the V of the heart coming right down in between this piece of mesh here. And then I'll just pull, because I want it to sit down inside of all this really pretty poly burlap red and white mesh. I'm going to pull those edges out and just set my sign down inside of them. Like that. Oh, here's one that needs pulled up. There we go. So then it ends up with that's just kind of framed around your sign. There we go. And you just keep messing with it till you get it exactly the way you want it. Now on this design, I am putting it in the middle. You can, obviously, you can place it off to the side if you want and add a bow. You can get as creative as you want. So now I'm reaching underneath to find the wire, and I'm going to work the wire, both pieces, down through my mesh until I get down to the 2 inner rings of the wreath form underneath. I'm going to take the 2 pieces of wire and I'm going to wrap around both of those inner 2 rings. Okay, once I get it around both of them, I'm going to hold on to them, make sure that my sign is laying where I want, which right now it's not. It pushed upward. I'm going to push it back down, and then once you get it where you want, you can start to twist it. Now I'm not going to make the bottom real tight just yet until I get the top attached, in case I need to reposition it again. Okay, so I'm going to just leave those loose under there for a minute, come up here and do the top. Separate the pieces of mesh. Again, we're wrapping around the inner 2 rings on the frame. And I didn't make this piece long enough. I should have made it a little longer. So I'm going to have to pull kind of hard. Okay, and then just twist it. It looks like it's got a pretty good position to me, so I'm just going to go ahead and twist these pieces. Now, like I said, I didn't really get the wire at the top long enough, so I'm not going to have any extra to cut off. I'm just going to twist it really good, and then I'm going to wrap it around the inside, or I'm sorry, the inside ring on the frame. And I wrap it around that and push the pointy edge up inside so that it doesn't scratch my door. There's one more good look at how it's positioned. Pull my mesh out. Okay, so now I think I'm ready. I can go ahead and tighten down the bottom. Finish twisting it. I always twist my wires 10 or 15, somewhere between 10 and 15 times. Okay, now here you can see I have the pieces pretty long, so I have quite a bit of excess. I'm going to use my little wire cutters and clip that off. Again, I'll demonstrate this time. I'm going to wrap this wire around this inside ring, and I'm just going to keep doing that until I push that pointy edge up inside. There. Now it's on the inside and this is smooth and it's not going to scratch somebody's door. Okay, so the last step for this wreath, we left these pipe cleaners on here. So we're going to add these little foam hearts. We have 6 pipe cleaners. Each pipe cleaner has 2 ends, so you're going to need 12 hearts. I got this bag of hearts at the Dollar Tree. And they're just cute little foam heart ornaments covered with glitter. And these, actually, the pipe cleaner has wire in it, so I just hold it and carefully and slowly push the foam heart down on it. and it will hold by itself. I've done it both with and without glue. It holds just as well without glue and is easier to do. So I'm just going to push it down on there real good. And then you basically end up with like little bobblehead hearts. And it gives a nice little touch to your wreath, matches the glitter in the sign, and ties it all together. You do all of them all the way around. Try to hold your wire close to the heart when you're pushing it on, because if not, if you hold it down too low, your wire will bend on you and it makes it harder to push it inside the heart. And then you can, once you get them on there, you can adjust these any way that you want to. Whoops, see, I bent the wire. That's what not to do. This piece is being very stubborn. So we'll try again. Seems like the end of that is weak, so I'm going to go ahead and snip that off and see if I have any better luck working lower. Yes, now it is sliding down it. Okay. So now we have it. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of push those out. And we'll do the next two. The bag of these comes 24 in a pack, so if you use them in this manner, you would have enough to do 2 wreaths. When I do, I bent the wire, but fortunately I already had the heart on it. When I do a design that has red and pink, they also sell these in pink. I will do a red and a pink in each section. So if you're in the Dollar Tree and interested in trying this, go ahead and pick you up a bag of red and pink. Okay. We got 2 more sections to go. I've been making these videos now for I think about a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. And I have available on Facebook and on YouTube St. Patrick's Day designs, Valentine's Day designs, and Easter designs. Oh, and I have a summer design. We did a bumblebee gnome design. So several to choose from. They're going very quickly. I've got one more section here to do. I have to find. So if you're interested in any of those holidays or want to see some other videos, and I've done several variations on the design. I'm getting ready. I'm going to design one more St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be a deluxe, what I call a deluxe wreath. We're going to use a 24-inch pine base to do it, giving us an overall wreath that will be about 30 inches plus in diameter. And it's going to have all kinds of fun goodies on it. And I'm going to be designing that on a live, probably in a 2-part series, because it is so massive that it will take a good bit of time. So I'll probably do that in 2 different videos. Okay, so we have all finished our cute little celebration of our love for our puppy dogs. It's very cute. And again, this wreath is 24 inches overall, both ways. You can either make your own. The sign's available in my Etsy shop, or you can purchase one for me. I have the materials to make one more of this design. It's available. It's already in my Etsy shop. The link should be on the video. Or go grab you the materials. I gave you the places to get everything, and share my video so you can find it later and come back and make your own. Of course, you save lots of money by doing that, so share that video if you want to try to make this on your own in the future. And I'm always available if you're doing this and you have questions. Shoot me a message or send me a comment, and I will help you along with the process. Okay, I want to just thank everybody for watching my video. Watch for my future videos. If you have not already followed me, follow me on Facebook. And if you are watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll get future notifications of my videos. You're also able to like and share from YouTube. So feel free to do that if you want to come back and try this design later. All right, you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you again soon.